Gray. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This really does feel like a welcome back because it has been quite some time since my last video. My husband and I recently moved from the city to the suburbs, so we are definitely getting settled in our new space, and we are so excited about the possibilities and opportunities that come with this space. So I am very excited to be in a brand new kitchen with the space that I have been dreaming of. So I'm super excited to be back recording a new video for you. In honor of that, welcome back. We'll be reviewing a recipe by Sam the Cooking Guy, who is quite big in the food content creation, especially here on YouTube. So if you guys haven't heard of him, check him down below. I will have his channel linked, as well as a direct link to the recipe we'll be checking out, which is a Asian-inspired spicy chicken sandwich. So super excited because it's air fried. So we're already looking at no deep frying, which is awesome. So cleanup is not gonna be a huge deal. I wanted to point out that I could not find a written recipe for today's dish, so I have studied the video as much as I could, and I wrote down the instructions that I could pick up on, which includes measurements, seasonings, etc. So I will be sure to include that throughout the video. And last but not least, if you've been here before and you've checked out my blog as well, you know that I'm gluten-free. So we are going to be making a gluten-free version of this, and it's quite simple. Instead of soy sauce, we'll be using tamari. Instead of all-purpose flour, we are going to be using Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1 all-purpose flour. And of course, because we do not have the brioche buns, we are going to be using gluten-free hamburger buns from Trader Joe's that have worked out quite phenomenally before. So let's get started. We are starting off with a wet and dry mixture that we're going to keep in 2 containers for the chicken. We are going to be using chicken thighs just like Sam does, so we're going to keep things as to a T as possible. So let's start off by filling this container with some buttermilk. So we'll get that opened. Make sure we don't splash too much. All right. So this is kind of what we're looking for. We're going to be putting in about 5 chicken thighs, I think. And then in addition to that, he also did put a little bit of soy sauce. Now, his was a lot thicker in the video, so I'm gonna be a little bit careful with how much I'm putting in. So I'm actually gonna grab a measuring spoon so we don't get too crazy. So this is about a tablespoon. And I like the little design he made. So I'll try and mimic that just a little bit to keep it consistent with the video, right? All right, so we'll just mix it up. So I filled up about maybe a quarter of this clear casserole dish of buttermilk. Essentially, it's just to coat the chicken, and I put 2 tablespoons of the soy sauce. Again, because we're doing this gluten-free, we are using tamari. This one is actually low sodium, so I mean, why not, right? All right, once you're ready, we'll be putting in the chicken thighs into the buttermilk mixture. So chicken thighs into the mixture, let them submerge, become best buddies with the buttermilk and soy sauce mixture. And I'll move these around in just a second. There you go. Okay. With the chicken in the mixture, we're going to give it a very quick toss here. Make sure that all the chicken is submerged, becoming best buddies with the buttermilk and soy sauce or tamari mixture. Because I'll be using them again, I'm just going to leave my tongs in here, and we're going to move these guys to the side. The next mixture for the dredging process is going to be the dry ingredients, and it is going to be, according to my notes here, an equal parts all-purpose flour, gluten-free flour, potato starch, cayenne and garlic powder. So cayenne is definitely packs a punch. So again, this is gonna be a spicy chicken, but we're not gonna overdo it. So let's get our flours. All right. We are using Bob's Red Mill brand for potato starch, and one of my favorites, the 1-to-1 all-purpose gluten-free flour. So we're going to scoop an equal amount. We'll do half a cup and half a cup of potato starch as well as the flour. Now the only reason I'm listing as this ingredient is this is really going based off of what I saw and also how big my container is right now. So if we do a half a cup of flour here, as well as half a cup of potato starch, which, as Sam said, it definitely is it'll go up in your face if you let it. So we'll go ahead and scoop that off, equal parts. Again, not too worried about measurements here. And then it's going to be an equal part of cayenne and garlic powder. So let's just close these up. Again, based off of how much we're using per piece of chicken thigh, we are going to adjust this mix as needed. So, equal parts. All right. I am going to be using, I'll put in a teaspoon. For this mix, because of how potent cayenne is, we'll be going with a half teaspoon. Right, I have a quarter teaspoon for my measuring right now, so we'll be putting in a half teaspoon of garlic powder as well as a half teaspoon of cayenne. Ooh. I'm actually curious. Very curious how this would go. Just like a teeny tiny bit, not a full half teaspoon, just because a little goes a very long way with cayenne. And because this is going to be coating the chicken, we'll see. So again, I could not find a written recipe for this. Maybe I just had to dig a little bit deeper, but we are following along the instructions that Sam has provided. You know, that's okay. So what we did here in this container, we combined Bob's Red Mill gluten-free all-purpose flour and potato starch, half cup, really depending on how much chicken you're intending on making, as well as how big your container is. Because it's just me and my husband here, I don't need a giant container. So I'm going to mix this up over here. So we have, again, the flour, potato starch, garlic powder, and cayenne mixture, and this is going to be ready for our chicken. Okay, now comes the time for the dredging of the chicken. So let's clear our workspace a little bit here. We are going to be dredging the chicken twice. We're going to start off with the wet mixture, obviously, which the chicken is already marinating in. Reminder, buttermilk, soy sauce, or tamari in our case. Then we're going to be dredging it in the dry mixture, which is the flour, potato starch, cayenne, and garlic powder. It smells seasoned. It's great. So we are going to start off with that, into the dry mixture, back into the wet mixture, back into the dry mixture, and onto our baking sheet that we are going to use as a landing site for prep before they go into the air fryer. So let's get started with that. We'll move that over here. I am left-handed, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, chicken is ready to go. It was double dredged in the buttermilk mixture with the soy sauce and the dry mixture, then back into the wet mixture, back in the dry, and we have these ready. They're going to be air frying at 360 for 15 minutes, and because we do have a smaller air fryer, we'll likely be putting 2 chicken thighs in each batch, and we'll be able to go from there. While these are air frying, we're going to prepare our Asian inspired slaw along with the dressing, and then I'll guide you through what the dressing ingredients are from what we saw in the video. Before we put these in the air fryer basket, we are going to spray these down with a little bit of avocado oil. I do believe that is going to help with the browning, so hang tight. Generous spray all around. Use our tongs to flip. All right. Oh, these are sticky. Good. And before we take them out of the air fryer, we are gonna rinse these bad boys too. So again, generous spray, avocado oil, and let's stick them in the air fryer. So again, 360 for 15 minutes. Let's get this in and then we'll work on the slaw. Okay, now while that is air frying, we are going to be preparing the Asian inspired slaw. If you are only making this for, let's say, 1 or 2 people, you will probably not get an entire head of green cabbage. So good old Trader Joe's has this already shredded green cabbage, and because we're just going to have a sandwich each tonight, I am going to probably use about 1/4 of this and use up the rest for another recipe I'll be testing. So let's open this up. And pour about 1/4 of the package. Now I laughed a little at this part when Sam pulled out a big chunk of green cabbage, and I can understand what he's saying. Parts like this you don't want. It's just too much crunch. We don't want it. So we're gonna put this away, pick out any brownish bits that made it into the mix. All right, so for now, this will suffice. We are also going to be using a hot pepper. I did not find any red chilies anywhere I went, so we are sticking with serrano. I used this in a recipe yesterday, and it does pack a little bit of a punch. And because we are making a smaller quantity of this, I'm only going to end up using about half of it. So let's get that sliced up. In addition to that, we will be slicing some green onions, and because Sam made them so pretty, we're also going to do the same thing because that's just what we do. So let's set this aside and slice some veggies. Okay, we have the Asian inspired slaw ready. We have the cabbage, green onion, and half a serrano pepper. So now we have to prepare the dressing. Now, while we are preparing the dressing, keep in mind that we are going to be leaving that to the very last part. We don't want the slaw soggy because just like the chicken, we want to keep it crispy. So let's put the dressing together. So once we are ready to get everything together, we'll be good to go. All right, so the dressing is going to be a combination of olive oil, rice vinegar, soy sauce, garlic, sesame oil, salt, pepper, and chopped ginger. So we are going to have a combination. So I am going to put about a 1/4 cup of olive oil, and we'll kind of keep going from there. We are going to add in some rice vinegar, and we'll see if this is going to be enough. All right, last bit of my rice vinegar before I open up my next bottle. Soy sauce, we'll do a splash. Sesame oil, as Sam says, a little bit of sesame oil is good, a lot is not good. So we are going to do just a little bit. There you go. And again, because this is a dressing, we'll be able to taste for the flavor balance. This also calls for garlic, salt, pepper, and chopped ginger. So I don't have chopped ginger, but we have some crushed ginger. Good old Trader Joe's has me covered with this, so I'll put in about 2 cubes of that. So I put about 2 cloves of garlic. We're gonna press this. There we go. Get all that goodness out. And our good friends, salt and pepper. So I'll do a couple. Go. This is a little bit more coarse. All right. And now let's give everything a good mix. We gave the chicken a quick flip, and my recommendation, I put in aluminum foil at the bottom of my basket. It would probably work if you had a bigger basket, not so much if you have a smaller one like I do. So it did stick a little bit. Some of the breading did come off, but there were some parts that were really crispy. So we're gonna let it finish up cooking, and we're gonna make sure that it is cooked to the right temperature. So we're going to put together the final piece here for the toppings for the spicy chicken sandwich, which is going to be the spicy mayo. We are going to use a garlic chili sauce in combination with Kewpie mayo. You can use regular mayo, but if you can get your hands on Kewpie mayo, do it. It is life-changing. It is so much better than regular mayonnaise, and especially when it is paired with these Asian-inspired flavors, it's just going to be, it's what you need. So let's get that together. Spicy mayo time. You got Kewpie, and we have the garlic chili sauce. We're going to put just enough for 2 sandwiches, you know, so we're not gonna go wild. Let me tell you, finding Kewpie mayo is not as easy as one would hope. It's definitely not as easy as finding regular mayo in the store. So if you cannot find it, I recently actually found this one in Target, which was shocking. But generally, if you go to any type of Asian supermarket, you're gonna find it there, or if you're desperate like me, you can order it off of Amazon. So I'm putting about a teaspoon, a little bit more of this garlic chili sauce, and we're going to give this a good mix around. Now you don't want it to be too spicy, but you just want it to be that nice complimentary kick to the spicy chicken sandwich. So once you mix everything together, do not mistake it for Thousand Island. It is mayo and garlic chili sauce. So we have that set. We can put our garlic chili sauce away as well as our Kewpie. All right, while we wait for the chicken to finish air frying so we can put everything together, just wanted to throw out a friendly reminder. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I sincerely hope that you do. It is free, it's just a simple click, and it really does help out this channel. I'm very excited to be back recording these videos and writing these reviews as frequently, really more frequently than I probably ever have. So I'm very excited to bring more content. We'll be checking out more restaurants, maybe some more hotels in the future, and of course, as always, sharing our love for food. So if you really like this content, if you want to see more, hit subscribe, and also check out my blog, greyeyes.me, where I post weekly recipe and product reviews on Sunday around 9 a.m. Central. So I'll have all those links in the description below, in addition to the link for the recipe that we are following today. So stick around, and I'm very excited to see how this chicken sandwich turns out. Let's go ahead and start assembling our sandwiches. We have 2 pieces of the air fried chicken, cooked to perfection, with a little bit of breading missing, but that's just kind of how it's gonna go. We are going to pour about half of this dressing, actually most of it, into the slaw and give it a good mix. While those flavors become acquainted, we're going to give the buns a quick toast. Now, Sam does this in the air fryer, but to save some time, we're going to broil them real quick. So, friendly reminder, we're using gluten-free hamburger buns. These are from Trader Joe's. They just so happen to be my favorite that I have used before. So they have a little sesame on them, and they are really good for toasting. So we'll give them a quick toast, and then we'll put everything together. Okay, time for assembly. We are going to put some of that spicy mayo on the bottom bun. Now, we're not cutting corners here, all the way around. Very good. Next, we're going to be putting on a piece of that crispy chicken. All right. Hands. And we're gonna put on that slaw. Again, mixture of green cabbage, serrano, and green onion. Again, if you're gonna follow the recipe exactly, then you're going to have a red chili in there. And top it off with the top bun, and there is the Asian-inspired spicy crispy chicken sandwich. So let's take a close look. We are almost done with putting everything together and taking photos. So let me actually take a moment and taste the chicken sandwich. So we have the, look at that, that's a good bite. We have the spicy chicken, we have the spicy mayo on the bottom, and we have the Asian-inspired slaw. So, whew. Ooh. That's a nice kick. The chicken is perfectly cooked. It's crispy, it's juicy. The slaw is crunchy, not too moist. It's very good. All right, Sam, I see you. I give this a 5 out of 5, guys. 5 out of 5. Well, that is it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed today's welcome back video featuring this Asian-inspired air-fried crispy chicken sandwich, spicy crispy chicken sandwich by Sam the Cooking Guy, who, again, you can find all his links in my description. And I hope to see you guys next time. Remember to stay gray-mazing and eat all that good food. See you next time. Bye.